Welcome to Biology News. Today we have a special report about an invasive species to Canadian lakes called Dreissena polymorpha, also known as zebra mussels. According to the USGS, the invasion of zebra mussels in Canada began in the late 1980s when they were first found in Lake St. Clair and in 3 years spread to all the Great Lakes. Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources states that Dreissena polymorpha is believed to have arrived in North America as a freshwater ballast stowaway in commercial vessels from Europe, which, if you don't know what that is basically just water pumped into big ships to stabilize them. So, these mussels native to Eastern Europe invaded Canadian lakes. What problems do they cause? Because Dreissena polymorpha is an invasive species, they are less susceptible to predation, allowing their populations to grow unchecked in the lakes they occupy. This can be very bad because these guys can cause a lot of problems. They are very efficient filter feeders, which means when their populations grow unchecked, they can outcompete native species in that lake for food. Also, because of their efficient filter feeding abilities, they remove a lot of non-toxic algae, leaving toxic algae to thrive, leading to toxic algae blooms. Another problematic trait Dreissena polymorpha possesses is the ability to attach itself to lake surfaces. This changes the normal surface of the lake, which affects fish spawning, but can also drastically affect native mussel populations when they get latched onto by numerous zebra mussels and suffocated. This can be confirmed by a report done by Environment Canada, where they showed that when zebra mussels were introduced to a lake, the native mussel populations declined by 90 to 95%. Sadly, these mussels continue to be a problem, and they have spread from Ontario to Manitoba, Quebec, and New Brunswick. Because Dreissena polymorpha is such a threat to biodiversity in Canadian lakes, the Government of Canada and Oceans and Fisheries Canada have taken many measures to stop the spread. One of the most important things they have done is public education through things like the Clean, Drain, and Dry campaign. Since zebra mussels are primarily spread by boats, educating boaters to clean, drain, and dry their boats before entering a lake is hugely important. To make sure people are following these rules, Oceans and Fisheries Canada do boat inspections on busy Canadian highways to make sure that the boats are clean, drained, and dried properly. And when they are not, they decontaminate the boats. Another prevention method are provincial regulations. For example, in British Columbia, their invasive mussel defense system. All these prevention methods are effective, but they need funding, which is why things like the newly created Aquatic Invasive Species Prevention Fund that was created recently in 2024 do a lot to mitigate the spread of Dreissena polymorpha, which continues to be a problem in Canada. Well, that's all I have for you today. And remember, before entering a new lake, make sure to clean, drain, and dry your boats.